Welcome to Laser Learning Center. In this channel, we're going to be covering industrial lasers that are going to be covering things like CO2 lasers. Did you know that there's two different kinds of CO2 lasers? We're going to be covering that. We're also going to be covering fiber lasers. We're going to be covering green lasers, YAG lasers. Anybody out there know what a YAG laser is? We're going to be covering UV lasers, picosecond lasers, femtosecond lasers, going over differences of, let's say, marking and etching and engraving and cutting. What does all that mean? Well, I thought they were all kind of the same thing. Well, you're not wrong. They pretty much are the same thing, but I have my own definitions of what each one might be. We're going to cover things like that. If you're considering a laser system, you would probably consider, let's say, a flatbed laser. Probably a flatbed CO2 laser is a very popular kind of laser for, let's say, starting a business out of your garage. Um, there's a lot of different brands, there's a lot of different technologies out there, and a lot of confusion. And hence this laser channel, we're going to describe what all the differences of the technologies are out there. There's glass tube lasers, there's RF tube lasers for CO2 technology. Then we get into all the fiber laser things as well. We're going to describe. So if you were to go on YouTube and try to learn all this yourself, or maybe you call up a vendor that you're considering to purchase for your own, and you might get five different, you call it five different companies, you get five different answers. Who are you going to believe? So we have 25 years of experience talking to folks in the different industries. I've been lucky enough to cover most of the industries. Let's say from people starting a business, hobbyists. I want to diversify my business, and that could be someone in the electronics industry, aerospace industry, the government, let's say military, medical devices. I have a really cool story that I won't get into right now. Is I've even dealt with the movie industry, and I've been lucky enough to place a laser system in one of the Marvel movies, in one of the Iron Man movies. It was really cool, a nice story that maybe I'll get into one day, but a lot of fun nonetheless. But any industry could, let's say, use a laser system. Uh, Engraving on hamburgers. Yeah, engraving on hamburgers. How about on an apple? Things like that. So a lot of things that you might consider. I expected to get this result. I got that result. Well, how do you resolve that? You call the laser vendor, or maybe you can't even reach the laser vendor depending on which laser brand you purchase. So we want to be an avenue here at Laser Learning Center of a lot of the nuances, the hardware aspects, the software aspects, the file aspects. How do you create the file to get a better laser engrave? Let's say you take a picture of your dog and you want to engrave that onto a piece of wood, onto a piece of plastic, etc. Um, how do you get the best engrave? If you were to just take that picture and engrave a picture of your dog on a piece of wood, it's probably going to be very dark and there's no details whatsoever. So how do you make that work? How do you make that look better? So those are the kinds of things we're going to be covering as well. Um, like I said, this is a dream that I've had for a long, long time. I've talked with a lot of folks in the industry. I've covered a lot of things. There's a couple of little secret things that I do. We'll even cover, let's say, a conversion from millimeters to inches, microns. So how do you convert? The world has the metric system and imperial system, and how do you convert without using a calculator? So what I've tried to instill in even my son in high school is to remember two things. Remember two calculations in your head, and you'll be able to get a lot of the calculations from millimeters to inches and back again, just off the just as a whim. It's very simple. So we'll cover things like that to make things easy. Let's say you do take a picture, or let's say a logo. You have a logo off the internet, which is a very low resolution, 72 DPI typically, and you want to engrave that. Well, you certainly can, but is it going to be the best result? Well, what if you vectored it? What is vector? Those are the things we're going to cover. And vector, you put an outline around the logo. And what's the best way to do that? Well, that's kind of what we're going to be doing as well. So, how do you make the file better so that your image or your engrave is going to be optimal so that you can make the most money? So we'll also cover speeds, how to do production. If you have a flatbed laser that sweeps back and forth, there's a lot of systems on the market now that say that we're the best. No, we're the best. No, we're the fastest. No, we're the fastest. We'll cover some of that things, some of those things, because there's some tricks to it about the travel. Then we'll cover galvanometer-based systems. So galvanometer, or short is Galvo, and still it's kind of funny. Still, some people out there call it a gimbal, and that's okay. I'm not trying to say that's bad, but the correct term is galvo. And what a galvo is, it's just a small box. It takes a beam of light and it moves the beam X and Y, and then it shoots the beam downward. And then there's a lens, and the lens is going to determine the process area and converge the beam. Well, when you converge the beam, what is the spot size? What is the length of your process area? Is it smaller? Is it bigger? And there's a lot of differences. So we'll cover a lot of those things. So if you're trying to get, let's say, some technical details, and you're having troubles, let's say, calling the laser system, the laser company, I'm sorry, and because they don't know, and there's a lot of unknowns out there. So this station, this channel, Laser Learning Center, I'm going to take a lot of the experiences that I've had, and I want to convey them in different videos that we're going to be producing here. One video that I've got out there now is about a smart camera, which is really cool technology. So if you have a fixture, you can make a fixture directly with your XY system, your CO2 XY system, or a lot of ways to make a fixture. You can make a fixture out of Legos for that matter. But a smart camera, please watch the video. I have some name tags, some little 3x1 name tags, and I literally throw them into the process area, and the camera sees it, reads it, and sends positional data back to the software. I press start, and it indexes all the different names for a name badge. But so a lot of different things that you won't be able to see anywhere else. And I'm going to have a website as well that's in development at the time of this video. And there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be very helpful, I believe, for a lot of you folks out there. So again, if you're starting a business, you want to diversify your business, and you're in all of the industrial um, areas, sign making, medical devices, aerospace, etc. You want to make a UID, you want to make a barcode on your product, or maybe if you're in the aerospace industry, you want to put IUID. Well, what's IUID? I've been doing IUID since 2004, since the US government mandated that. So I've seen all the nuances and have a lot of stories about that. I was in sales for a lot of the years, uh, and we'll cover some really some cool stories that I've seen and learned at live demonstrations regarding specifically UID, which is a barcode for traceability. The syntax is very special. The lighting is special, and we'll get into a lot of that as well. So we're going to be doing a lot of things like that. And please subscribe to our channel. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And thank you very much for listening. And I'll look forward to seeing you.